Ron Holliday. George has given us such great performances over the last 4 or 5 weeks. We're so indebted to him for his great bowling talent, and he's ready to show us more right here. Opening shot, lane 14 at Northwest Lanes. The whole shebang on the line with this opening match. George going high a couple times in practice. I don't know if he needs a ball change or if he needs to get the ball a little further down the lane, but he did go high twice in practice. Opening shot, 6-10, going high.
George Hensley has been phenomenal. The last 4 games, he has averaged 272, Jennifer.
Unbelievable. That is a ton of strikes. 42 to be exact, out of 48 pitches. That's got to be a record of some sort.
That's unfathomable. We'll take a look at it, and depending upon what he shoots here, we'll see how it goes. Now look at this. What an interesting...
What the heck is going on here? And for those of you that don't know about what we're talking about, it appears as if Ron Holliday is using a hard plastic ball.
Well, he elected yesterday. I was over here for the qualifiers yesterday, Jen, and he found out that the silver ball, which is a hard plastic ball which is going to skid a lot more, is going to provide with a more consistent ball reaction. Now, it's not going to hit as well, it's not going to carry as well, but he feels that he's going to get in less trouble.
And he's hitting it so hard that his plastic ball is actually hooking, so that's a real testament to his strength. The winner of this match, of course, is going to go against Riga Kalfas, averaging 256 games. Fabulous performance here at Northwest yesterday.
Well, I'm not, you know, it's only the second frame, and I'm not going to go out and pick a winner here, but I do not agree with Ron Holliday's particular choice. The lanes aren't that competitive or that difficult right now, in my opinion, to warrant going to a ball that's going to give up 15 to 20 pins per game.
I guess
carry.
It would be interesting to know what other bags or other balls he has in his arsenal to compare against, you know, because maybe he has something that would go a little bit more straight and not so overreactive.
Well, that's true, Jen, but I think he's bringing in today what happened yesterday. And this game of bowling is so fantastic for a couple of reasons. One is it changes within the course of an hour, and it changes from day to day. George Hensley is not going to worry about the ball. No, he's going high, too.
These guys are going to need to make some adjustments here. Not at all our typical top average division start at all, especially from George Hensley.
Age 28, 300. Yeah, he's had 9 of them. 6 800 series, his 9th appearance on television. The lanes are opening up quite a bit. Both players are having a little trouble adjusting. We're going to see which one can adjust the quickest.
Well, it's a bit ironic that George made his spare using his hooking ball, and that was the identical spare that Ron Holliday just chopped using his straight ball. So a little bit of a ironic situation there.
Yes. Isn't it ironic?
It's totally ironic, don't you think?
What a great album. Jagged Little Pill. My daughter's favorite person in the world.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, you're hanging in there with the hip music. Tell you what.
Well, Squirt Gun has really sent me over the edge. This latest
That's a little too much.
Yeah, this latest ska group has really gotten to me. I got to watch it.
Oh, Rap 7.
Rap? No, this is ska.
No, okay.
Oh, the type of music.
David's daughter, Carissa, is with her dad on that, giving him a little smile for that comment.
Well, bowling's a family game, and we make the show a family deal, too. We've got them all here. Look at this. George Hensley goes into the channel early. Even though the ball comes out and picks up the 7-pin, it is an open frame. I can't believe it. And there he goes, running for a new ball.
Last week, George missing the the 4-7. This week, dumping the 7 in the channel. I'll tell you what, if it weren't for strikes, he might be in trouble. We're going to expect him to get right back on that strike train.
I mean to tell you.
Ron Holliday again, hitting the pocket very solid, but just a little bit of deflection from that plastic ball.
Well,
Story's still out.
it's amazing. We had George Hensley run down with what we thought to be an equipment change, but he's actually getting some new doctoring devices for his thumb. He's not clearing the ball as quickly as he would want to.
Going for a little black tape.
Still one pin separating the two players. There you see George doctoring up his piece of equipment, and he is making a ball change.
Ron Holliday working on a spare now. He's going to need to get busy with the strikes.
Well, he's waiting for his piece of equipment, and he is convinced that that is the one that's going to do the job. So we'll have to see if that's going to work. The blue dot, a high resistant plastic ball. Wow, did it work? Look at that shot. Man, oh man, take a look at it from the leprechaun cam. We're going to change it now. 1-2 pocket filled up. Yes, it takes it out of there. Red Sea strike is parted. George Hensley in his fourth frame. One pin separated into two. Can he match the strike? No. Wow, here's a guy that has logged in games of 278, 279, 268, and 264. He's lost.
Certainly is. Both gentlemen not real aggressive right now. Very tentative. We're going to see what the last half of the first match in the scratch division is going to bring.
Well, Riga Kalfas is waiting in the wings, and he just looked down at me with a very confused look on his face, like, what is going on down there? Here's a guy that's averaging 260 or 272 for 4 games, and he can't even find the door right now.
Wow, he's moved way in, David.
What a move. You're right, Jen.
Oh, the same result.
Well, to put everything in perspective here, here's a man that's struggling today. Well, he doesn't struggle all the time. Take a look at this. George Hensley, 225, 217, 235, 1346 for his qualifier against Ron Holliday's 1408, and then Riga 1499. How does this guy wind up here with a 4.6, 7.10?
Wisely gets to maximize his count.
Well, the name of the game is match play competition. Total pins means nothing at this point. How many can you get more than your opponent? Right now, Ron Holliday is in the driver's seat with a strike working in the fourth, 12 pins up, and the ball I didn't agree with,
you know what?
Might win.
That's right. That was his wife, Lori, expecting their first child together. And here we go, a plastic ball. We said it couldn't carry. Ron Holliday saying, I told you so. This ball can work. Good for him. George Hensley throwing an aggressive resin ball, going through the nose, leaving all kind of funky stuff. Ron Holliday's keeping it clean. Basically, got a double with it.
Conservative is better right now. There's another good shot. Excellent shot.
I've never seen anything like this, at least on a television broadcast. There's Lori cheering him on.
Well, it is amazing. I'm not going to sell this guy short yet, but right now, Ron Holliday seems to have made the intelligent, smart move with going with a harder shell ball, less boards to deal with, and George Hensley trails by 44 pins.
However, we saw George last week come from way behind, beat Leaney and Jadley.
But it doesn't look the same right now,
And that was at least a better reaction. He got off the nose that time. Maybe he can find something medium in between.
George is obviously concerned with the condition right now. He's looking more concerned than he has ever looked before on the show, the conditioner is pretty much gone on the lanes, and it's going to have to be which player is going to figure out the shot the best. Right now, that player is Ron Holliday.
Working on a three-bagger. George Hensley, 63 in the fifth. Wow. That is painful. I have been there.
Unfortunately, we've all been there. Frame number 7. George Hensley, can he get it going? The answer is yes.
Right, there we go. Moved in the first shot. He probably pulled a little bit. Last time he was back on lane 14. Goes over to 13, goes light. And here is the perfect in-between I was talking about.
Out to about the 7th board, comes in late, leaves a weak 7, but then he gets a little help from the sideboard action and the messenger scout. Ron Holliday knows that once George finds the target, he's going to be there, but I think he's going to be very comfortable just playing safe and hitting the pocket.
And at this point in the match with his lead, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I have 43 pins. Come and find me. Jen, excuse me for interrupting, but as the season wears out and down, we're almost out of here. We'd like to thank every one of our sponsors again. Jeff Weiler Automobile Dealership on Route 32. Thank you, guys. You have been fabulous. The Miller Brewing people, my goodness, do they have a family of great tasting products distributed throughout the Cincinnati area, and Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. Bob Summercamp, thank you. You guys have been great sponsors this year.
Ron Holliday, spare posted in the 7th, the all-important 8th, 9th, and 10th frames. I think if he can fill it, he can win.
I think you're right.
Easy spare, 1 pin spare, no problem on this frame.
Well, Jen, years ago, we all carried a blue die in our bag.
I still do.
It was, that's right. It is the ball. It's like a prevent defense. When you've got a lead, it will protect it. If the lanes are so tough, it will keep you out of trouble. But if it comes down to a scoring contest, you got to put it away. Ron made the right move.
Ron, of course, as I said, is expecting his first child, Lori, on October 10th. He also has 2 children, Jessica and Megan, 13 and 9, and we'd like to say hi to them. A good-looking family.
George Hensley, 8th frame. The game is going long. His patience is wearing thin. If he strikes here, he can have a chance. If he does not, this game could be over early.
Oh,
he is
man.
lost.
He really sent that. Well, you know, you move in, you try to make something happen, and that can be the story. Just too much forwards you're trying to carry. What a great champion he has been for the past 4 weeks.
Well, I mean, this is almost too good to be true. George Hensley is suffering right now with not knowing what to do, but folks at home, everyone is human. You're watching a man that's averaged 272 and given us 4 of the greatest games ever on television, and now he's completely lost. This game will drive you nuts, but it's the same thing that brings you back time and time again.
It is a great game.
If George Hensley does not strike on this ball, this game is over. Well, holding on till the last minute. We're going to see what happens here in just another couple of seconds. Ron Holliday can still close the match out, but at least George Hensley didn't close his own coffin.
Exactly right. He's in deep trouble, however.
Deep trouble doesn't sum it up. George Hensley has 123 in his 8th frame, but Ron Holliday just comes right up. This match is over. And Ron Holliday goes on to win with a 205. Stay tuned for our next match. It's coming up.
Grinding is such a bore.
Nothing's more intense than slamming a dude. Well, Andre's really on fire. Whoa! Gotta hand it to those new coaches.
Bravo! Brilliant! Smashing! Good shot! Out.
Hello, I'm Jeff Weiler, and you can lease this brand new Nissan Sentra from Jeff Weiler Nissan for just $79 a month for 24 months. You heard me correctly. Lease a 97 Sentra with air conditioning, CD player, security system, power package, and more, just $79 a month for 24 months. No gimmicks, no hassles, no balloon payments. It's this simple. Hurry, they won't last long with this special offer. Only at Jeff Weiler Nissan, located at the Jeff Weiler Eastgate Auto Mall, 1 mile east of I-275 on Route 32.
This is week number 12, and this is it for the contest.
I can't believe it.
Oh.
So many winners, so little time.
Let's recap, just in case somebody hasn't been listening. What happened?
Well, you listen tomorrow morning between 7 and 9 to us, Chris and Janine. Not with me today, but she'll be with me on the air tomorrow morning between 7 and 9. And you listen for the great oldie, which is going to be the one we started off with. We thought we'd ended with the one we began with. Needles and Pens. Get it? Needles and Pens.
Got it.
Kind of a bowling thing by the Searchers. Be caller 5 when you hear it at 749-1035 tomorrow morning. Have the winning score of the championship game, and you win this $200 whip bowling ball, the ones we've been giving away for the last several weeks now.
Contest has been going great. You are a super group of people. Thanks for working with us.
It's been great again.
It's been fun.
We had a good time. A lot of listeners watching the show, of course, and with us in the mornings on WGRR. So we thank you and everybody else.
Thank you, Chris. It all comes down to this. One game at the end of the season for all the marbles. Ron Holliday seems to have found something with the blue dot. He seems to have found some trouble with the 4-7-10 in frame 1.
You're right, this is it, and there is $1,200 on the line to the winner, $600 to the runner-up, and by the way, Don Goki pocketed a cool $750.
Cool, I was right. He did okay. Well, on the King of Bowling, we're talking about money and exposure, and over 100,000 people watch this show every week in Cincinnati. Thank you for tuning us in. But bowling, as a general rule of thumb, is about fun. It's about family. So get your family out and go have some fun at your BPA Center soon. Riga Kalfas averaged $250 to be here today. Let's see if he can show us why.
The lanes are really flying right now. Seems as if all the conditioners been sucked up. High, Riga going there.
Here's the ball we've watched for 10 years, Jen.
Is it still the same ball?
The blue-white dot that he has used for spares for a decade.
Imagine how many spares he shot with that then.
Well, I'm not allowed to go down and talk to him. I'm not allowed to say anything, but I remember a show many years ago when the conditions were very similar to this, that he, out of desperation, just picked it up and used it on his first ball. He threw 4 in a row. I'm seeing if he's going to remember, because I can't say anything. Now he's going to continue to go with the teal. Left-hand lane. Let's see what he is going to come up with. That's more better.
Great pitch. When Riga gets down on it, tell you what, releases that ball, gets down at the foul line, you know it was a great shot. And we're going to see why he had that much confidence with his reaction. Right here, perfectly over his mark, really sends it wide, gives it a lot of room, comes flying back and smashes the pin.
Whoa, look at that. You can't.
Yeah, no, that ball will not come back from there for sure.
A blue dot will keep you out of trouble, but if you throw it into the next zip code, it will not be back.
It's going to stay there.
Yeah. Ron Holliday throwing the ball way wide of his target, at least 4 or 5 boards, leaving the 1, 3, 6, 4, 7. He needs to cross over onto the 1-3 side and throw the head pin over into the 4-7, just like that.
Oh, outstanding.
Just like that.
Very, very nice shot. Perfection right here. Gets it to the right-hand side of the head pin, deflects it. The 4 going into the 7. You're all out of here.
Textbook spare, and the 5-pin count doesn't really hurt him because he was open in the first frame anyway. He trails by 11 pins to Riga Kalfas. Crossing over.
That again, right.
Whoa. We've got the big board.
Ron's wife, Lori, that we were just looking at. We're going to look at it from the lower angle, coming at you. Look out, coming right at you. There it goes.
Well, it's wide, and then it's pulled, and then that's the trouble with that ball. You can't really open the lane up. You have to be so
no area.
Deadly accurate.
Riga working on a strike.
And Riga is working on a double, huh? How about that?
So many people to thank, this being our very last game of the whole entire year. All the marbles on the line. Just quickly, AMF for supplying those great bowling balls each and every week, and GRR for running the spot and having so much fun and coming out and seeing us, Chris and Janine, each and every week. It's been great to see them. They have a great show.
It is a good show. A lot of fun in the morning. Tune them in and see what happens. The executive director of the PPA, Tina Inskeep, right now is not with us for a while, acting in her behalf, Kathy Broxteman. And there's, boy, there's a familiar group.
Riga's wife, Shelley, and their 2 children, Tyler and Amanda, with us today. And, of course, Betty Volker hanging out, checking out all the action.
Now, yesterday in the qualifier, Ron Holliday, who you're looking at right now, had a real surge at the end, okay? He went from 4th position going into the last match to 2nd by shooting a 278 game. So is this guy responsive to pressure? The answer is yes. Will the condition allow him to do that today is the big question. Riga Kalfas with a spare and 3 in a row. Mr. Holliday with an open, a spare, and 2 in a row. 21 pins separating the 2 players.
Only Ron Holliday can fry the rack with a plastic ball. Now, you go figure.
Go figure is right. Take a look at it here, folks. It goes down the lane right about the 7th forward and then comes in hard here. 1-2 pocket filled up. That's the 5 pin going to the right-hand side of your screen to take the 10 out.
I can't tell you how impressive that is.
You might never know.
Riga working on 3 in a row. This will make it 4th.
Well, let's call it 4th or 4th, whatever. But Riga Kalfas yesterday in the qualifier started out with 246.
And you see it from down the lane. Why this is such a great shot.
This is a Keebler cam. This is the Keebler cam, right? The Keebler elves are filming that for us.
You're killing me, Dave. You're killing me.
Riga started 246, 278, 238, 236, 241, 260.
Killer scores.
This guy.
And that's why he's on top.
Is good.
Guaranteed at least $600 for being the runner-up. And, of course, he has a great chance at winning the kingship and the 1200B.
21 pins, his favor, and he is not going to give it away.
And a shot like that is exactly what Riga Kalfas is very familiar to us for, leaving the smashed 7-pin when he had a chance for the car. And again, Mr. Weiler, I'd like to thank him for supporting us each and every week. There you see Riga scores. I mean, outstanding. Every low game, 230. So there it is.
It is amazing when you see a scoring volley like that. Obviously, the right ball in your hand and executing time and time again. 21 pins separating the 2 players. Ron Holliday now has an opportunity to cut it to 11 with the blue dot.
John Panker Jr. of Jeff Weiler's Chrysler dealership out there, bringing us the Chrysler Sebring. It's safe for this year, but we hope to bring it back again next year. Thank you, Mr. Panker. You've done a great job. Also, thank you to Brian Haynes and his wife, Diana, for coming out each and every week. Appreciate your support.
We do, and that ball was high the minute it left Ron Holliday's hand, right through the nose. Very fortunate to break down the split, leaving only the 2-4. A quick note for me, an old and dear friend, Brian Stith, who left us years ago, a young man. There is a memorial tournament held in his behalf, first Sunday in May. Anybody's interested, please give me a call personally. I'll give you all the information. Ron's just shaking his head. Can't believe he chops the same spare twice with a ball that shouldn't do that.
And, of course, you can be reached at 481-4474 with more information on that Brian Stith Memorial Tournament.
Yeah, that's the new production office, full-time fax, and call any bowling alley in town.
There you go.
They can find me. Ron Holliday has to get back on, and he does, lane 13 here at Northwest. What a great host this place has been.
It is. Chris Campbell, the new proprietor out here, proving what bowling proprietors in Cincinnati are all about. Very gracious, has a clean center, a good family atmosphere. And you, too, can be a part of it this summer by calling your local BPA center. Go join a league. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to improve your game.
He has bowled in a lot of leagues in his day, but right now, the teal needs to go long, and it does.
You know, it's amazing because that teal rhino that he's throwing has been out for just several years now. Most people of his caliber would be going with a new ball, but this one feels great in his hand, and it works really good, and he gets out of it great. And that's what happens when a ball feels good on your hand. You carry every single pin into the pit.
Well, he's actually been throwing phenomenally the entire game. He's had every ball in the pocket, well, the last 6 anyway, leaving a stone 7 in the 6th frame. Again, if Riga's lined up and he has the right piece of equipment in his hand, the most you can hope for is for him to tap. Otherwise, he's going to be striking. It's there again.
Really throwing it very, very firm down the lane, which is needed at this point because, as we said, these lanes have tended to be very dry in this last match and a half.
Folks, when you go to your local center and you're bowling in a league, don't complain about the condition. Part of the game. If it's dry, deal with it.
Right.
Throw harder, change your release, change equipment, whatever you have to do. But if it was the same thing week in and week out, you'd get bored.
And you wouldn't get any better.
That's true. Know a few of those. Cross lane for the spare, easily picked up by Riga Kalfas in the 8th frame. He's carrying the 34-pin lead with him, but Ron Holliday can still make this a match if he strikes right here in the 8th frame.
And he's looking very intense.
It's in the area, Jen.
Little high.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Amazing. Like I said, this gentleman right here is getting a plastic ball to actually hook out of his hands, which is unheard of.
135 in the 7th if he picks up the spare. It's a 34-pin deficit with both players having a spare up if he makes it here in the 8th frame.
No chop this time.
No chop this time. He spun that ball. Well, Jen, I think we've said it all. If we don't, I apologize to anybody that we've missed something. We don't have time to run down the whole list of the crew, but ladies and gentlemen at home, there are 19 people that bring this show to you each and every week. We can't run down their names, and we don't have time to do that, but I want to thank all of them personally. They've done a marvelous job to bring this show to you each and every week. Thanks to the crew, and then another 10 or 12 people that bring the tournament to you, so thanks a lot.
It's been a true joy to work with all year long.
Ron Holliday making his spare in the 9th frame, but I'll tell you what, with any kind of a mark here in the 9th frame, this match is over. Riga Kalfas can take the money to the bank.
And, of course, a beautiful plaque from Tri-State Bowling Supply also goes along with it as a little bit of a commemorative item.
I don't think Riga worries about the commemorative part. He'll worry about the part that cashes, right? Riga Kalfas is our winner in 1997, a king to the end. He qualified with the great scores, and he did it with shots like this. Taking the ball out to about the 7th board, coming in strongly into the 1-2 pocket, 10 in the pit for the last time in 1997. Every pin doing its job, Jen.
Truly a great champion, Riga Kalfas. One of our favorite people. Good family man, good father to Tyler and Amanda. We commend him for that.
He's a good boy. Yes, he is.
It's awesome.
Some emotion.
There's Shelley looking on, the mother of Tyler and Amanda.
Shelley figuring out where she's going to spend the check, right? You always give her that
I
check.
always have been putting the money into Shelley's hands, hopefully.
Riga Kalfas, a great champion. He qualified. He earned it. I don't think anybody would argue with you, but thanks to every one of the competitors that were here week in and week out for the King of Bowling. Thank you very much. Riga Kalfas is a 1997 King of TV Bowling. We'll be back with the presentation in just a second.
The King of TV Bowling is brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company. Miller Lite. Life is good. And by Pepsi. Nothing else is a Pepsi. And by Jeff Weiler's Eastgate Auto Mall, State Route 32, 1 mile east of 275.
My trunk. And Riga Kalfas is our 1997 King of BPA Bowling. 238, down from his 250 average, but 238 wins over 191 by Ron Holliday. What a great, great year. Thank you, everyone. On behalf of the BPA, Channel 9, we bring you bowling. We'll see you next year. Thank you. Number 9, we watched George Hensley dominate the show by throwing 21 strikes in 24 frames and posting a 270.
the 279 game. Then, in week number 10, he would do it again by registering 10 strikes in 12 frames for a 267. It's an understatement to say that George Hensley is on fire. His last 3 games on TV totaling 824, a record-setting 275 average. Can he possibly keep up this pace in week 11? In the next hour, we'll find out.